only at Burger King.
First practice for the NASCAR Xfinity Series winding down at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Just over a minute remaining. Taking a good look here at Ryan Sieg. The top 10 finish here in March. And Jeff got back on the top 10 train last week in Indianapolis. He could really use that going into the playoffs.
Another team that does a really good job of what they had. We talked about Jeremy Clemens. This team falls right into that same category of really doing a good job, working hard, making things happen with less.
Crew Chief Shane Wilson, a big part of that, came to the team this year, really not knowing that that was going to happen. A couple of his buddies from RCR in days past told him about the opportunity and said, we think you'd like it here. He makes the trip from North Carolina down to South Carolina several times a week to get this program rolling, and they've done a good job.
Built some apartments above the shop for them. That's just a cool story. And that Shane Wilson, I won a lot of races with Shane Wilson as crew chief in the Xfinity Series. Very smart guy.
So did a certain Las Vegas driver named Brendan Gaughan, didn't he?
And Kevin Harvick.
Parker?
Here with Cole Custer, who was 8th on the board, and you're just telling me you felt about the car. What's it missing?
I mean, we were really pretty tight the first run, then we were just maybe a little bit too free the second run, but
amazing what Landon can do in any car he gets in. And we're happy he's here. Landon had such an amazing wreck. Just one of the hardest hits I've seen all season in the Xfinity race last week. Just glad he's even here competing.
One of those tire downs and straight on angle into the wall. The safer barrier, thank goodness. Indianapolis Motor Speedway installed that some 17 years ago.
It's going to be a fun team right here, Ryan Sieg, to watch throughout the playoffs. This man right here is determined to get up there and duke it out with the bigger teams. They take a lot of pride in how they're able to perform compared to the budgets that they're racing against.
This crew chief Shane Wilson spent a few years out here in Las Vegas helping Brendan Gaughan. They are, he's pretty sharp.
Yeah.
Gets it done for these. Failed inspection twice. Let's see what happens when he gets on track finally for his laps. Meanwhile, Ryan Sieg clocking in toward the top 10, but man, that was close in turn 2.
Yeah, that cost him a lot of time right there. He was trying to stay in the throttle there in the middle of the track and see if he could get a lot of exit speed, but once that thing started bouncing, and you got no choice. Well, I mean, you do have a choice. You can stand in the gas and hope that you don't hit something, but he did the right thing and knows that he's got a good car for the race. Not the qualifying effort that he wanted, but
no. It's going to be a little bit of a long day there for Ryan Sieg, one of the drivers in the playoffs. Let's go back trackside to Marty.
Well, barring a surprise winner today, Rick, Ryan Sieg in that 39 car should lock himself into the playoffs as the final driver to make the Xfinity Series playoffs in 2019 at the end of this day. But he didn't do himself any favors in qualifying today. Had a terrific lap going, had a bobble in turn 2. He will start 19th today. I talked to his crew chief Shane Wilson a moment ago. He said, hey, nothing silly early in the race. Just keep it clean. We'll be fine, and we'll make the playoffs, Dylan.
And Marty, the driver behind him in points is the 08 car right there. That's Gray Galding. They have realized that to even be in contention at this point in the season, that's more than they expected when we started the season back in February at Daytona. They've got a 5-man crew in their race shop. They've realized who they're racing with and who they're beating.
Michael Annett as well as Ryan Sieg on pit road, Marty.
Yeah, Ryan Sieg locking up, in essence, that final spot here in the playoffs in 2019. Been a struggle for this race team all day long. Car's been way too tight. 4 fresh Goodyear tires going on, also an air pressure adjustment. Parker.
It's been a solid day for Michael Annett, running mostly around the 10th place position. Just really tight right now as this racetrack goes under the shade. 4 Goodyear tires, Sunoco fuel for Michael Annett, Kelly.
All right, the 19 of Brandon Jones has also